Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I hope that you're feeling good. I know this is getting pretty long and tedious to be at home, to be working from home all the time. And I know the body may also feel a bit cramped. So I wanted to offer you today a very slow flow, which could also be a hatha yoga class, but it's more flow than hatha. So I'm calling it slow flow, which is going to be all about opening yourself up to be fully present with your breath and also to be compassionate with yourself, because we probably don't have many opportunities to be compassionate, and I really wanted to give you this opportunity to connect to that compassion within you, um, which you may have for other people but you may not have for yourself. So I'm going to give you loads of options for this practice so you can follow it to the level of intensity that works for you today when you're onto your yoga mat. And of course, this may vary from time to time. So as you redo this practice, you may feel different things in your body, and that's what matters. So I hope that it will make you feel a bit more open instead of being like this all the time. So, yeah, right. So, that being said, I think it is time for us to lie down and take a moment to go inside before we actually start moving. Give yourself permission to fully connect to your breath and exhale a couple of times through the mouth if need be, to really land onto your yoga mat. And give yourself full permission to let go of all the tensions, physical or mental, that you may be experiencing right here, right now. So, as your breathing grows slightly deeper and maybe more conscious, you may wish to take a moment to look inside and notice however you're feeling and whether there is any tension on the physical body. Maybe it's just mental agitation that you're observing, but whatever it is, try to welcome everything in the same manner. Not trying to change anything, but rather be compassionate to yourself. Compassion is the key word for this practice. We often tend to push ourselves a lot when in our daily activities, be it because our boss wants us to react this way, or maybe because we are perfectionists. But here you can be compassionate to yourself and just be who you want to be, who you need to be. And maybe you will feel an intention arise as you look inwards and welcome whatever is. Now, whenever you're ready, allow your feet to slide back onto your mat if your legs weren't extended. And as you slide your feet out to the edges of your mat, rest your knees against one another, lengthening out your spine, your lower back, and creating release in your back and spine. Now, as you do that, bring your arms up and overhead, elbows into the hands. And feel how your breath is maybe more located in your chest area. Or maybe it stays in your belly. There is no good or right or wrong answer. Just whatever you feel here and now. Feel how your breath is deep, quiet, and nourishing at the same time. Allow your arms to slowly come back next to your body, and your feet to slide in front of your hips, touching your heels with your fingertips. Tilt your pelvis, inhale, and as you exhale, push the floor away with your feet, and lift your hips. Inhale, slowly come down, glutes remain strong. Exhale, push and lift your spine one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, come down. Exhale and rise. Your eyes may still be closed. If you know your body well, you don't have to look. You know what's happening, and you trust yourself that where you're going is where you need to be. And let's do this another 4 more times. after the one you're doing right now. And remember, what counts is when your back touches the ground again. For 1, for 2, for 3, and when your back touches the floor for the 4th time, gently bring your knees back to your chest. Give them a little squeeze and maybe allow your body to gently rock side to side. And now you may wish to gently start blinking your eyes open. Before you rock forward, holding the back of your knees as your shoulders slide down and away from your ears. Look at your feet. Stay here if you prefer. Extend the legs if you can. If you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you may wish to open your arms and maybe stretch out your feet to the sky as well. Navasana, bird pose, with all the options that you need to enjoy before you take a small break by rolling your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. So Namasté is all about the balance within the body. So you have to find a spot where you can balance wherever you are, and remember this will change as you extend your legs, so you may need to readjust. And what do you use when you want to keep your balance? You got it, your abs. So let's do it again. Hands underneath the knees, roll forward and see where your body wants to go. Be light. Be brave. Remember to breathe, and then slowly roll back down. Let's try this one more time. And maybe you will feel that you can do it without the hands straight away this time. Focus on your breath. Focus in the release of your shoulders. Yes, that's right. And then gently rock back. Now, if you feel that this is already challenging enough for you, you may stay with this motion, which is just simple Navasana. This is what I'm going to say. Or you can come with me, and then as you exhale, gather, inhale, extend. Inhale, exhale, gather. Inhale, extend. And again. Take your time. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come to hands and knees. And I'm sorry if I made you work a little bit harder, but it's true that when you spend a lot of your time sitting down, you definitely need some core work to make sure your back remains healthy. And also because, well, we are mostly women on this channel as far as I know, so I'm not going to say any more. Just allow your spine to round and extend as you inhale and exhale. Whichever way you breathe is fine, as long as the start of the inhalation corresponds to the beginning of the move and the end of the inhalation corresponds to the end of the move. And same with the exhalation. So you can exhale or inhale here, and inhale, exhale here. Trust your body to go where it needs to go. Sometimes you want to move your hips and shoulders, which I often do, but for some reason today I feel more like being here and enjoying something slightly different. So let's do this one more time. Now, as you come back to your hands and knees, slide your hands to the top of your mat. Arch your spine as you reach forward and allow your forehead and maybe your forearms to rest onto the mat, creating openness in your chest. Stretching your back and spine, Anahatasana, or the cat stretching pose, which is not a literal translation, but we all know how the cat stretching looks. As you next inhale, come back to your forearms, Sphinx. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Roll them back and away towards your lower back. Maybe squeeze your glutes. And maybe you're gonna tuck your toes and exhale, lift into dolphin plank. You can also be here with the knees on the mat. This is not as good for my back, so I'd rather be here, but you choose what works for you. Inhale, knees come back down, and exhale, slide your seat back onto your heels in child's pose. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, relax your fingers, relax your face. Next time you inhale, come back to hands and knees. As you do that, slide your hands to the top of your mat. And exhale to arch your spine and create that length and openness in your upper body. Remember, forearms can be down or not if you want more stretch in your shoulders. As you next inhale, find your way back to Sphinx. Take your time to settle into the pose, to feel your shoulder blades come closer together As you open your chest, you may keep your knees down or not, and as you exhale, lift hips and maybe knees off the mat. Dolphin plank. Look forward, keep your strength in your belly, push back with your feet. Knees come down, slide back to Balasana, child's pose. Let's do this one more time. So allow your hips to slide above the knees. As you inhale and as you exhale, stretch out your spine. Feel the feline within you express itself. Next time, inhale, find your way back to Sphinx. And if you wish, tuck your toes or just lift your knees off your mat. Dolphin plank is back. Knees will come back down. Slide back onto your heels. I can't speak anymore. And relax your forehead onto the mat. Next time, inhale, come back to hands and knees. Spread your fingers as you wanted, if you wanted to leave your imprint onto your mat. Tuck your toes in as you exhale, press the floor away, lift your hips high into the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Make sure that this is the only thing that has moved. Inhale. And as you exhale, allow your right foot to land outside your right foot. Look forward, inhale where you are, and exhale, left foot slides outside left hand, Malasana. Now, if this is not as comfortable for you as it is for me, you may use a brick to sit on. This is the middle way. If you only need a couple of centimeters to feel a bit more comfortable and relaxed, the brick can be down. But it can also be on the higher side. Make sure your spine is tall and long wherever you are. And maybe allow your knees to go out to the sides as you press them away with your elbows. As you inhale, your hands will release down, and as you exhale, allow your hips to come back to the sky, feet parallel. Knees may be slightly bent, especially if the floor is a little bit too far away. And as you inhale, slide your hands right underneath your knees for Ardha Uttanasana. Your spine is long, your belly is strong. And as you exhale, fall back. Uttanasana. Hands onto your mat. Inhale, slide your left foot back. Place your left knee down as you exhale. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, allow the hips to slide further back. You may need to slide your right foot forward so your left knee remains in line with your left hip. Inhale, bend. Exhale and extend. One more time. And of course, if the floor is too far away, you may use bricks to stay. If you have only one, you can place the brick so both of your hands can be onto it. And of course, the brick can be closer, higher, or on the higher side. So you have the need for only one brick in this pose if you need one. And remember that the closer your hands are to your body, the easier it will be to stay and breathe. As your next inhale, rebend your right leg, hips come forward. Inhale, rise with your left hand and slide your right hand to your right hip. Exhale, allow left hand to come outside right thigh. Inhale, lengthen out your spine, lengthen out the left side of your body, and exhale, arm outside the thigh. One more time, keep the length. Very good. Now see whether you can stay. You may tuck your toes at the back, be it to balance or to lift your left knee off the mat. Perfect. Now as you next inhale, allow your hands to rise wherever you are. And as you exhale, bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Find your way to downward facing dog. Now as you next inhale, allow your knees to find the mat again. Exhale, slide your hands to the top of the mat. Anahatasana. Feel your forehead into the mat. Feel its ridges onto your skin. And as you next inhale, keep the motion coming forward. Sphinx toes and elbows underneath the shoulders. Again, you may wish to keep your knees down. You may wish to tuck your toes and exhale, lift hips, maybe knees for dolphin plank. Be strong, be brave. Inhale, knees come back down, and exhale, find Balasana, transference. Next time, inhale, find your way back to your hands and knees. Exhale, press the floor away with your hands. Spread out onto the mat. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And never worry if your heels don't touch the floor, if you feel that your back is long and stretched out. Next time, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. And as you exhale, allow left foot outside, left hand slow. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, slide right foot outside, right hand. Malasana is back. Maybe with a break, maybe without. And really feel how tall you are in this pose. No matter how close to the floor, your spine is super long. Good. Inhale, slide your hands back onto the mat, and as you exhale, feet become parallel. Uttanasana with wider feet. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands onto the mat or onto your shins. Exhale, bring the knees, the nose back to the knees. And as you next inhale, slide the right foot far behind. Exhale, right knee down. You may need to readjust the hands. Maybe you will need the bricks, so that when you next exhale, your left leg will stretch out. Inhale, bend. Exhale and extend. One more time. And you may notice that each time I'm sliding my foot a little bit more forward, so I don't have to stretch out my leg too quickly when I go to full extension. And you may notice that I'm not using the breaks, but this is for the flow of the practice. So feel free to use some if you need some. Be it one or two, as long as you are comfortable, this is what matters. I've been there, I know that this is quite a difficult pose to achieve. It's just like everything, practice. And as you next inhale, slide your left foot back a touch. Align the ankle with the knee again. And press the floor away so that you can rise with your right arm up. Exhale, right arm outside, left thigh. Inhale, create more length in the right side of your body. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, more length if you can. And exhale. You may wish to tuck your toes and maybe lift the knee off the mat, or maybe you stay with the twist, with the knee down. As you next inhale, allow your hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands inside left foot. Find your way back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next time you inhale, allow your knees to rest again onto the mat. Exhale, Anahatasana. Next time, inhale, come forward into Sphinx. Create that openness in your chest. Now you may need to tuck your toes, or maybe you want to keep the knees down, in which case you don't have to. But as you next exhale, lift your hips off the mat. Make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders and that your body is as flat as a plank, because it is a plank. Now I'm going to be mirroring you for this one so you can see what I'm doing. So slide your right fingers into the crook of your left elbow. Turn out to the side and find side plank onto your elbow and forearm. Inhale, come back to center, parallel your arms, elbow underneath the shoulder, exhale and lift, side plank. Inhale, come back to Sphinx. Take your time. And now slowly slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press up and find your way back to Balasana, Child's Pose. Perfect. Now let's do another little bit of stretch for your shoulders, which probably is pretty necessary. Again, if you spend a lot of time at your computer, you're probably going to like this one. So again, I'll be mirroring you. So your right hand will slide underneath your left arm or behind the left arm, depending on how you feel, because for me this is underneath, it's a little arch. And as I'm sliding my hand forward, I reach with my shoulder to the floor and allow the corner of my cheek and of the top of my eye to rest onto the mat. Now you may stay here and push the floor away with the opposite hand next to your face. You may wish to extend that arm up to the sky to create more length and openness. But if your shoulder is not that happy, you may also wrap your waist with that up top arm. And remember to breathe and find that length and openness in your upper body. Next time, inhale. If your hand is around your back, you lift it up. If your hand is up, exhale, let it rest next to your face. Inhale, press yourself back up. Exhale and reset. And obviously, we're going to do the opposite side. So your left hand will now slide behind or underneath your right arm until you can rest your shoulder and the top of your face onto the mat. Keep on pressing the floor away with your right hand if you wish, or bring it up, or wrap your waist with that right arm. Remember to listen to yourself, to listen to what you need here, because this is what matters. If your hand is around your waist, as your next inhale, lift it back up. If your hand is up, as you exhale, let it rest next to your face. Inhale, push yourself back onto hands and knees. And you may wish to do a couple of swinging motions to the sides. And sit onto your heels now. You may wish to open your knees a bit wide, or you may wish to keep the knees more or less hip width. Exhale and fold into Balasana. But we're not going to stay exactly like this. Allow your hands to start walking to your right until you feel that you cannot go any further, but your hips are still onto your heels. Place your left hand on top of right and feel that length on the left side of your body. Relax your chin, relax your face. Now slowly walk your hands back towards the center. If you need a moment to rest your arms and reset, do that, and only when you're ready, slide your hands to your left and see what happens. See how far you can go. Before you rest your right hand on top of left, but still keep your hips close to your heels. So you're not doing anything like this or like this. You're very much centered in this pose. And it's all about the side stretch. So go where you can go. Good. When you're ready, inhale to walk yourself back to the center and exhale, rest your forehead onto the mat. Now, before we take a little moment with the heart higher than the head, I would like you to come and sit onto your mat. And again, I'm going to give you tons of options here so you can enjoy the pose wherever you are. Because you know that this is all about being compassionate to yourself. So again, since I'm facing the camera now, I'm going to be mirroring you. So your right foot is onto the mat in front of you and your left knee down towards the floor. Now slide your hands or your arms behind your right thigh. And as you exhale, you're going to start extending that right leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale and extend. You may need to do this a couple more times. But whatever you do, try to keep your spine as straight as possible. And this may be your maximum for today, and it's perfect. Or you may still keep on moving. And remember, this works too, but this is a bit easier, especially if you're using your wrists a lot in your daily life. This might give them rest. Now you may also slide your hands onto the sole of your foot and push the sole of the foot into your hands and create more length at the back of your right leg. Again, spine long and tall and straight. You stay here if you want, or you open out to the side. Good. A variation of Hasta Padangustasana. And now slowly come back. And let's switch sides. So remember, it's all about the length of your spine and obviously some stretch for the back of your leg. That's normal. So take a moment to find what works for you here. And as you exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Maybe one more time. Maybe more. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you can wrap your hands around the sole of your foot. Feel more extension in your back, at the back of your legs. No strain in the shoulders, so don't hesitate to come back to the previous pose if need be. Maybe you're going to open up to the side. Easy, right? Maybe not. But it does look easy, that I am aware of. And gently come back. Okay. So, if you don't have a wall to sit on and place your legs against, then you may use 1 or 2 bricks to have your hips slightly elevated, your feet up to the sky. Now, strictly speaking, your heart is not really higher than the head, but this is very good for the back, for releasing the shoulders down and opening them, so you may wish to go there. You may also wish to use 1 or 2 bricks to lift your hips and really allow your heart to be higher than the head here. I'm showing you the options in terms of height, but you obviously may wish to turn your brick
to the side or use two flat on top of one another if you have them. But you may also wish to flip your feet over your head. And I know some of you prefer Halasana or its variation with the knees next to the ears, but I like my shoulders bent. Remember, the body weight is onto the shoulders, or you may support your lower back if you feel your core is not strong enough to support you. You stay for as long as you wish, as long as you like, as long as you can, before you come back to your counter pose. And if you're in half bridge, with the brick underneath your hips, whenever you wish to exit the pose, take the brick away, squeezing the glutes, and slowly come back down one vertebrae at a time and give your knees a little squeeze. Now, obviously you may wish to stay a bit longer, but I'm also thinking of the people who are following this channel who may not have as much time. So I'm going to show you the last pose right away, and you may try to cross left leg on top of right. This may not work, in which case just unfold the legs and do the twisting as you normally would. I'm taking a lot of time here because my sacroiliac is not as responsive on the left side as on the right. So I'm really paying attention not to pop anything. And as you can see, the pose may look a little weird, but that's the way I have to do it for my own body. So your knees can be higher, they can be lower, they can be closer to the edge of the mat. What you want to create is length on the left side of the body and close everything that we open. Remember, both of your shoulders are grounded onto the mat. IVs wherever you feel it's good for you. And then cross the legs. If you want to stay longer, please stay. Cross right leg on top of left. Squeeze the thighs together as you roll onto your left hip and stretch your right side open. And remember, it always helps to ground the shoulder of the side that's lifting a little bit when you look to that side, meaning in the opposite direction of the knees. And of course, you don't have to spread your arms out if the floor is a bit cold. You can stay onto your mat, and this means if you don't have a lot of room, this can work as well. Because sometimes we are in more cramped space, especially when we live in apartments. So this is a very good option to keep your body onto the mat and use as less space as possible. Now try to stay for as long as you stay in the opposite side in this pose. Then some of you will wish to release the feet flat onto the mat. Maybe you hug the knees to the chest. Maybe extend the legs in front of you. And if that's all the time you have, just enjoy a little moment to reconnect to yourself, to your breath, to allow the body to absorb the work we did until now, just with conscious breath for as long as you have. If you have more time to meditate, be it on your own or with a guided meditation, take that extra time for you. Feel free to check out the meditation, relaxation playlist onto my channel or to go to somebody else. In the meantime, I'm thanking you to be here onto my channel, to follow me, and if you wish to share my channel or this video with a friend, always feel free to do so. Give it a little like if you enjoyed what I offered. And in the meantime, before I see you next time, I'm wishing you a lovely day or a lovely evening. Thank you again. Namaste.